Everywhere we turn in Atlanta, there are walls of murals filled with beautiful, bright colors, inspiration, heritage, and power. As we admire the gift of paintings that surround us, have you ever wondered who the artistic geniuses behind the work are? You have? Well, you are in for a special treat. On November 6th, at the Arts Exchange in East Point, Georgia, I had the honor of speaking with one of the artists who transformed walls around the city of Atlanta into art celebrating African American women in power. She shares with me her inspiration behind her work, memorable moments, and her love for art. We have seen her work in the West End, Old Fourth Ward, and Hapeville, to name a few. Not only does she bless the people of Atlanta with her art, but she travels to places around the globe to share her creativity and her artistic brilliance. Enjoy.
My name is Charmaine Minnifield. I'm a visual artist, but I'm also consider myself an artist activist. I do public art in the city of Atlanta. I also produce and present artists and arts programming. And I also do fine art. And we're inside of my studio right now where I conduct most of my creative practice here and show my work in galleries and museums.
Okay. And what inspires you to do what you do?
I think what inspires me as of late and always, just on a personal and professional level, my ancestors. As it relates to our narrative, my individual narrative and our community collective narrative as Black people, I'm reclaiming Black narratives in communities and that are affected by gentrification, but as an active resistance that to me is about a larger picture of who we are as society today, where Black people are not erased or devalued, but our narratives are celebrated. So for my work on an individual basis, in terms of my content, I'm exploring identity, my own identity. But on a larger scale that has to do with community, I'm also reclaiming the identity of and histories and collective cultural narratives of Black people.
And do you have a ritual before you start your painting?
I think that I have life is ritual for me right now, very much so. A lot of my work is ancestral veneration. It's remembering and celebrating the ancestors. And that is really where I draw from when I talk about identity and Black narratives. I'm celebrating and venerating my ancestors. And then encouraging others by doing so by celebrating ancestors that are related to communities where my public art resides. And so all of this is ritual. But on an individual project basis, I think the ritual has to do with finding out those stories and researching their history. And then when I go into execution, there's some prayer, if you will, and some intention put forward as I work. And then I'm not just, doing ritual for the sake of centering my work or centering the narrative of the ancestor, but also I'm thinking in terms of how I'm impacting that community. So my presence is in itself is a prayer, is a hopefulness for that community. And I stand and exist inside of that the entire time that I'm working. So I might be in a community for 3 or 4 weeks, and my prayer is that after the project is done, that I've made an impact and something positive has happened.
Tell me about your background and how you found your love for art.
I'm from the Midwest, post-industrial revolution Midwest, so a factory town. My mother was a artist as well in her own right. She's an interior designer, but when I was very little, I noticed her doodling. She was raised in the presence of her uncle, who was an amazing artist. So I sort of saw two generations sort of in front of me. In a very young age, I could tell they knew how to draw. And that inspired me to feel like I could do the same. So I started drawing probably kindergarten. My kindergarten art teacher, literally, and I are still in contact. They did an exhibition a couple of years back, a reunion show of when, because they built a gallery in her honor and they bought all us students back then. But I was an artist from very young. My family always encouraged me and kept me drawing and painting and buying me art supplies for Christmas presents always. And I just never stopped. And that continued all the way through school.
What's integral to the work of an artist?
I think for me, what I'm coming to learn is what's most integral is my own personal narrative. Like, I can paint what I think people want. I can paint what I think might be popular or a fad. Or I can even paint popular figures. But none of that matters. Not even ancestral images really matter unless you actually explain their importance from the standpoint of a personal narrative. These are personally, my experiences. So this is personally my family. Or I'm personally inviting you to explore your own family narrative. And that to me is the power that I haven't seen in any of, I haven't seen that power really expressed until I ultimately recognized that what's integral is our personal narrative.
What role do you believe artists have in society?
Well, first of all, I'm a big arts advocate, so every role that society has to offer, art should be present. Public planning, politics, education, art should be considered present. I believe that the arts, I've said it before, that is the heartbeat of humanity. It's the common space that we all can come together and express and have really full, honest expression of our freedom. And I don't think that expression of freedom should ever be limited in any way. So art should always be present. That's how I see it.
How has your art changed over time?
Over time, let me see. I don't know, as an artist, you always hone skills. And there are skills like my portrait work, I feel like I'm really getting proud of and feeling good about. I reclaimed some of my old technique with charcoal that I forgot I used to do. I really love that with figurative work. With my public artwork, I think what's changed most is my approach to the project and it being community-based. But I think that's probably the most changes that I've seen. And then I'm also, I started on Ancestral Generation and doing personal narrative, and I've gone into actually focusing specifically on women-centered faith practices, and then even more specifically ritual. So my visual images now, I'm constantly referencing ritual. And I'm intentional about just branding that concept of ritual in the work as a way to sort of push a particular narrative of hopefulness and prayer into my audience.
Which one of your pieces do you most identify with?
I always leave this as my signature piece. It has to do with human trafficking and women from enslavement who were photographed as a part of a national commission by the federal government once the camera was invented, where a photographer was commissioned to go to a plantation in North Carolina, I think it was, and photograph enslaved folks to prove that they were inferior, was the intent of the project. That is a Peabody. The collection is a Peabody collection that is right now, I believe, at Harvard. And it was hidden for many generations and finally discovered a couple of decades ago. So the idea that the federal government was photographing Black folks to prove their inferiority, and how I sort of draw that to the contemporary issue of human trafficking. And the reason this is sort of a signature piece is because it's a women's issue, specifically. It represents women's justice and activism so strongly for me. But man, I have something. I have another piece back there I call Egg Bang. Let me see if I can show it to you. This is a prayer, women in prayer piece. And this one is a signature. One of my signature pieces. And it comes from Penn Center Archives. Penn Center was a plantation that was the first plantation that was freed during the Civil War. It was freed in 1862. The Union soldiers ran off the enslavers and left the land to the Black folks, to the families. It still exists today. They turned the plantation into a vocational school campus, and they lived in the houses that they built as slaves. So today they still have a reunion, and I'm gonna go. It's coming up soon. Anyway, so this image comes from their collection. The image is from 1862, and it's a day, at Penn Center. And I love it because it's women's society. They all would gather in a group. Men took photographs, women took photographs, all that kind of stuff. But it feels very African to me, like women's society. And at the same time, ancestral. So I use this image often. I go back to it digitally. I've done charcoals. I've done other renditions as paintings. So I would say that's probably my signature piece.
Okay. Like you said, you have a lot of them.
I know.
And it's hard. I'm looking around and I know it is so hard to choose. What work, I would say, do you love doing murals? Would you say you love doing murals more than you love doing? I can't. Okay.
They're two different.
Okay.
Separate practices.
Right. Okay.
But have equal love.
I have equal love for them. Okay. What was one of your scariest experiences when doing your art?
Let me see, scary. Mm-hmm. Well, we work late at night.
Yeah.
Out of the community. We project our images in the middle of the night, and sometimes it's best to be out in the middle of the night because the sun is so unforgiving. I would say, I've always worked with an amazing team. People are always around me. I feel completely safe in community, so I can't imply that working in the middle of the night is scary to me. It's just not. My people are just so dope, and the community always is like, as soon as I hit the ground on the mural, like I have security. I don't have to buy. I don't have to pay security or nothing. It just people are there and they want to make sure, and they want to show their appreciation for the work by being respectful and honest. It's so cool. I don't know that I have a scary moment.
I think I was more so like when I would see you doing your murals up in
up high.
Yeah. Because I'm afraid of heights, and it's like, my God, how did she get up?
Yeah, and then 3 stories up.
Right.
And I remember the night that we projected Adrian Herndon.
Okay.
I was basically 3 stories up in the middle of the night.
Oh my God.
By myself. So we had to make that work because my partner was overseeing the projector on the ground, and I was up in the lift. Yeah, that was a pretty scary time.
Okay.
We wear harnesses and all, but that part of the work is sort of intense. Yes.
Okay. All right. And describe a real life situation that inspires you.
Oh. There is an amazing project that I just did that I'm so inspired by, I'm so excited by, but I cannot disclose.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to telling the story. We just got back from Brooklyn, and we did a wall there, but we can't disclose the details. But the impact was the last day of that wall. We sobbed, crying with community members.
Wow.
About how impactful it was. It was that deep. That was amazing. Another thing, these are things that happened recently. I just opened the Toni Morrison exhibition at the Auburn Avenue Research Library. I curated, and that show is amazing. And I'm saying it like amazing because we put the call out for artists to, honor her, and they came out. They painted new work. They created new work. We had a film that was made in her honor before she even passed, by two young Black women filmmakers. I created a new digital image for her. That show. What it shows me is that people want to acknowledge their ancestors, and people want to hold up their Black angels, in a way that's never been shown or done before. And my work is resonating, not just my own fine art, but my curatorial practice and my community-based programming practice. It's resonating. People want to acknowledge and go into ritual, go back into prayer. And so I'm just humbled to listen and get the opportunity. And they let me do this on their walls. They let me paint these monuments, to these ancestors on these walls. It's such a big deal for me. It's just like Stone Mountain. It replaces the intention of a Confederate monument. The Confederate monument was meant to suppress and venerate in a way that suppressed. And these images of these women are meant to free the people of that community. So I'm just humbled. They let me do it.
Yeah.
They let me do it.
When you got the word that Toni Morrison had passed away, what was your feeling?
Oh man, each of these grand ancestors, when they take flight, there is some sort of energy surge. And I was just really very sensitive to that. And, also when they take flight, like the world stops in their honor, and it for a moment unites us. And that feels almost hopeful. And then I have so much mad love and respect because she was so genius in her time and she was with us. When you look at her, I'm so inspired because she did not fail her chance to impact the world. She did it with words and wisdom and for and by and about and sounded like only exclusively with unapologetically for Black people. And so, I'm only hoping that she's appreciating and her family will appreciate what we've done.
Sure. What other jobs have you done other than being an artist?
Cool. Good question. That's a good question. I've done arts administration, and so I've always been related to the arts. But arts administration is creating programming content for communities. So I've done that for most of my career. And that there's a degree of producing for that. So I used to produce for the National Black Arts Festival, and I did community-based programming for Fulton County Arts and Culture, and I've continued to produce and program independently over the years as an independent person, entrepreneur. But about 7 years ago was when I just decided to go exclusively with my work, with my own art, and that's when everything changed. Yeah.
How has it changed like this?
Well, I was because National Black Arts Festival went through, a lot of nonprofit organizations suffered from the recession during those years, and the festival restructured in particular, and my job was dissolved. I'd been there for 7 years, and I built a huge following and was pushing the boundaries of the work within the content of the organization to be more inclusive of another generation. And when I left that position, I had to sort of incubate inside of what my potential would be. I'd search for jobs, apply for everything. And I knew organizations and knew people on boards and knew the people I was interviewing with, and I just never would get a job. And I recognized, like, okay, once I stop trying, then I've got to figure something else out. And sure enough, I started my work, and as soon as I started, everybody said, oh, that's what we want. I mean, that first year, I sold 22 pieces of art. And I just never stopped. I just kept putting all my work out. That, if my first turnaround, when I just decided, okay, I want to do this on my own, I created a body of work from the Penn Center archives, actually. So I started to incorporate my passion for history. And I was leaving a 15-year relationship and was experiencing a sense of my own emancipation. You know? And it happened to be the same year of the 150th anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation. So I went to Penn Center with the intention of documenting artistically the first signs of freedom. First signs of freedom. This was the plantation, that image came from the plantation. That was free first. So I wanted to show freedom in my work, and as a way to also just sort of, reaffirm where I was in my own life personally. And that's where it sort of began. And sure enough, the ancestors just started going, yep, you good, we got you. And every project that I did to, in that same vein, just continued to build and build. The last work that I did, I think I didn't speak about this, was, my God, Ella Baker.
I saw that. I'm sorry. I don't usually interrupt. I'm sorry. But okay. That is enough. Yeah. Okay.
But, I'm going to tell you, talk about ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And we, like I said, the whole thing is ritual. All that I'm doing is ritual. Nothing specific, not actual, like we're lighting something or doing something. But my community solidified, my team, the Freedom Project team. We ended up inside of a 45-day window of painting her, but every day we painted. We burned a bonfire. And we went into the project putting up her quote, we who believe in freedom shall not rest. And we put that over Auburn Avenue. And we knew already, first of all, Auburn Avenue was all this civil rights history, but also just this exclusion of women in that history and how that was just immediately corrected. Everyone started paying attention to that project and that work and Ella's story and Ella's legacy from around the country. We started watching that project unfold. And all the while, we're burning this bonfire. Now, in certain traditions, when you burn fire with intention, you're invoking the ancestors in particular. And that's, Ella, when that project was over, that also was the night when we started Ella, was the night Nipsey Hussle was killed.
Oh, wow.
So my team, on my team, there a whole team of DJs. I know, just got a whole bunch of DJs around. I love music. We took the DJ equipment out to the wall. We had an open mic freestyle till 4 in the morning in front of that wall.
Where was I?
That was pretty magical too. That was pretty good. Everybody was feeling it because Ella was about the next generation. Her words were putting the reins in the hands of the youth who are not fearful or afraid to run into the storm. So that was Nipsey. that was ministry. He was doing that work. And so many people identified with it. They understood. Here was his ancestral voice speaking to this, to the legacy of this young man. And man, those babies came out. And we played and we bumped his music the whole night. And, in honor of both he and Ella. It was that wall was pretty crazy and amazing. But every wall basically has had some story like that.
I know, but that story just gave me goosebumps. I'm like, I'm imagining myself there when that was going on, and I'm like, oh man, that would have been amazing. So, thank you for telling me about that ritual with the elevator wall. I mean, it truly is an inspirational piece. Food, drink, song, like sometimes we have a food, like a southern food that may inspire you.
If you look at my Instagram feed, you'll see that I made, there was a big controversy that's going on. Oh my goodness, everybody's reeling over this injustice that had happened, close in the art scene. And I decided that I couldn't really engage the controversy directly, that the best use of my time would be to make a big pot of greens. And that was my prayer. I made a big pot of greens. That was a ritual. And it reminded me of how our ancestors all used to gather for the pots of greens. My grandmother used to do a pot of greens. Tell everybody, come over. Grandma did a pot of greens, y'all. Grandma did a pot of greens. And how we base a lot of our ritual on our food practices and healing, because everybody went home real healed.
Yes.
So I would have to say my collard greens and hot water cornbread. My inspiration. I'm Gullah. I found out. I grew up in the West. I grew up in the Midwest.
Okay.
Well, not grew up, but I was born in the Midwest. My family's in the Midwest. All that I've been studying around the ring shell is out of Gullah Geechee, tradition. I consider all black people in some way Gullah, but we didn't all stay. We migrated across. Most of us went Creole through Haiti in terms of the entry points. In the diaspora. But I'm Gullah. I didn't realize that my pots of greens, my hot water cornbread, my corn on the side, sliced tomatoes, all that's Gullah food. And not until I went to Penn Center to their Heritage Day and saw big pots of Gullah collard greens and all the food, learned that all those traditions come from that same space. So
we're all family. I want to ask you, are there certain things today that you dislike about the art world, like that's happening in the world of art?
Society, it has ills and injustices that we're all addressing and creating and hopefully healing and cleansing. So all of those ills appear in the art field. There's injustice and inequity, always present. And as artists, I think we have a particular opportunity to shift because our practice is communal. Our practice is humanitarian. And we have a chance to sort of address and speak into each other in ways that other fields do not. So, while there might be things that I don't like, I feel like it's in the arts field that we're probably going to make the most progress and hopefully be able to sort of galvanize a collective effort towards, holistic change. That's what I think is the best way of answering the question.
Do you feel that, should art be funded?
Should it be funded?
Funded.
Oh my God, yes. It should be funded like healthcare should be funded.
And what role would you believe art funding would have in society?
Again, I feel like art is the heartbeat of humanity, so that would be where all of the human services to me should be anchored in art and cultural activities. So that's where community connections happen. That's where cultural preservation happens. That's where we push back against erasure. We address issues around equity. Um, we we could even use the art, an example of art, as a way and a means to create economic justice and sustainability in communities, empowering the entrepreneur, the business owner, and the minorities in communities to think more, I want to say indigenous, but holistically about how they sustain it. I think the arts are the example of how that did. If we all enabled all the makers in our community to freely exchange and barter, but also put forward their product as valuable, then you can literally sustain whole communities, change all the demographics around incarceration or poverty. Or I believe that, once we value art in a certain way in communities, then we can really affect real change.
Um, do you have any artists that you look up to?
No, right? Betty and Allison Sars, a mother and daughter artists. Amazing work, the symbolism, the ritual. They are two-dimensional and three-dimensional. They do site-specific installation work, which I'm all into. And their treatment of the female figure and the female narrative, centered narrative is dope. I love, for that same reason, Elizabeth Catlett, ancestor. Her treatment of the female figure is unmatched in history. I love her work. I love locally. I love my sister Lynn Marshall Littlemeyer. Mildred Thomas is her. There's a show right now of her work at Spelman. You should go check out. And I do love Carrie McLeans is a photographer, and I saw a show of hers at the High Museum once that really shifted how I want to make art, and she's amazing. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite inspirational place?
Ooh. Cascade Nature Preserve. Cascade Nature Preserve is sacred to me. And then I love North Georgia mountains, and then I love American Beach and Penn Center on the coast. And I'm going to Senegal in a month for Senko 5. I'm going home.
And what is the best piece of advice you have been given? And what great piece of advice have you given to someone else?
One of my bosses once told me, don't do the work, manage the work. That changed my perspective on the work. That changed everything. And then I've given advice. I think the advice is just tuning into your own personal narrative. Yeah.
And my last question is, how would you want to be remembered, your legacy to be remembered?
Oh my God, that was today. I often thought about that. I think about that all the time because I'm dealing with ancestors. And I think what I'm making them proud, am I in any way making an impact like they did. And I think that my legacy I'd like to leave is women-centered ancestral memory, and the idea of preserving the place and respect for women and our ancestors as an act of resistance. Like, I want people to know that to be a weapon against oppression. And I want to see that enemy defeated by that weapon of love. That's why I'm doing it.
Are there any last comments that you would want to share?
No, I think that we probably did it, and I'm excited about what this comes for you and what you just happen to catch me. I've been jet set flying all over the country, and I'm tomorrow leaving for UGA for a whole other project for 3 more days. My husband doesn't leave. And so you just happen to catch me on day times of the year. So I'm glad it worked out.
I thank God for that. And the ancestors, of course.
I say all
Yes,
that good energy.
that good energy.
All that.
So I just
All
thank
divine
you.
spirit.
Yes,